What up, everybody? Welcome to the IAG Thursday thing, the home of the three-time Street Mod champions. What's up? 3 in the last 4 years. We're here, we're doing it, and we're going to talk about that today. Also, special shout out to my OG Subaru home slice Steve, who is getting married this week. Very hyped about that too. Wanna shout him out. We all love Spec B Steve. He is kind of Chicago Subaru royalty. Great guy, and love him to pieces. So we're joined this week by Warranty. What's up, dude? He's back. How you doing, bud?
Dewey, I worked an unbelievable amount in July, but the worst is behind me, and I am so happy that you have won the championship again. Congratulations, sir. And tell me all about it right here and right now.
We're gonna team effort, okay? At this point, I mostly just drive the car and make sure I can facilitate things we need for it, but Dylan's also going to join us today, and he's the one who's really making the nuts and bolts of this make some sense. Want to thank producer Jordan, who was also at the track with us and did help out, and you'll hear all about our exodus all over the odyssey that was literally everywhere in Pennsylvania. And Randy, who at the very last second put together a nice thumbnail for us. Thank you, Randy.
Thank you, Randy.
we man, did we have a weekend, let me tell you. So last weekend was Gridlife round 4 at Watkins Glen. This is the second time Gridlife has been to Watkins Glen. Only the second time. The first time, Dylan was actually there. I was not. And it was ass. It was cold. It rained the entire time. There was only one dry session. But there was an event there. That means records existed. Therefore, we could break those records. So the records counted. They were soft, but they existed. So, this is the first time I've ever been to Watkins, though. And first thing I'm going to say about Watkins Glen has got hands. It is sketchy, okay? Super sketchy track. Very high speed, very high commitment, rewards like high commitment, and then burns you if you screw up by 0.5%. There are walls everywhere. Very, very good drivers this weekend put some really ugly dings in their cars, and bad stuff happened across. It was carnage all over the place. Okay. There was a single rush crash that took out 9 cars.
9 cars.
Yeah.
Oh no.
They canceled the race. It was so bad.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Since it happens.
Lap 1.
Yep. Lap 1.
Lap
Yeah.
1.
They went into the
Wow.
bus stop and it dust and
That's going to happen.
Yep. Some really, really good
Guys.
drivers got caught out. Some really, really good drivers, even like Alan Patton, who is an absolute monster, basically pro driver. They lost a tire going up through the S's, and it was everything he could do to keep it from looping and being really bad, but he still even touched the wall.
Yeah,
Wow.
basically a
Terrifying.
bunch of people zagged instead of zigged, and that's basically what got them.
Yep. You can't do that.
Wow. No.
Not only that, the track itself is really hard on cars. It wouldn't seem like that, but it's a lot of load. And you're screaming through the bus stop. You're doing, mid 90s through the bus stop. And it's if your suspension isn't solid, it'll break stuff. The boys over at Subi Mods, they found out a lot this weekend too. Dye had a ball joint break and basically trash one side of like the front side of the car. Like it took out ABS sensors, brake lines, all sorts of crap. So
Terrifying.
Yeah.
Absolutely terrifying.
Yeah, and then you're coming into the bus stop. Mike Dussault came in at like 197 or something like that, damn near 200 mile an hour.
It's unbelievable.
It's sketch. We were only like, thank God, only like mid 160s. I think we would have been a little faster if we would have had the sequential the whole weekend. And I nutted up a little bit, but again,
only one mid 160s. Like, no, like that's slow.
I was kind of expecting us to hit 170.
Okay, but that's 5 miles an hour, and that's not the difference here. The difference is the 160 before it.
Yeah,
So,
but
that's a
where
lot of
you're,
boogie.
if you do it correctly, you're actually braking going into this into the bus stop. You're not braking before it and then going through it. You're braking going into it, and you it's sketch, man. So track is really well, but the facility is extremely nice. One of the first things you notice is when you're cruising in is it feels like a little town inside of it. It's neat, and it's the paddocks are separated really nice. The pavement was decent. All of the track staff was super friendly. It was night and day from what I heard from the last time Gridlife went to Watkins, and everybody was like kind of awful. Like, it sounds like it was the polar opposite. The vibe was really good this weekend. Shaq and T-Pain who are playing, so that was really cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
How was that? How was the show? How was the music side of it?
So I got to be real. I had a pretty rough time. Like, I didn't make it over there. I don't know if Dylan did. Dylan, did you make it to any of that?
Tell me, Dylan.
I made it over for T-Pain because it was the end of the night and we had been getting punched in the mouth left and right from the Glen all day. Yeah. And typically I don't even get to make it over at all, but I did catch Teddy Payne. So pretty good. The vibes were definitely there. Like Gridlife did a really great job of like organization and like setup where everything was. Like everything seemed like it all made sense around the track. The festival was like dead center in field. So like, it wasn't like you're walking all the way over to Spectator Hill to get to the stage. It was like right there. So it was a good time. From what I saw, like a lot of people had a great time. T-Pain was pretty sick to see. The camping and the track and stuff, like it's laid out really well. And the campsites and like the infield camping, it's just nice. Like the track facility was actually really nice.
The event, due to the facility being nice and the way Gridlife laid it out, and some of like the experience stuff that they had, the event itself felt very premium, I guess is a good way to put it. It felt premium. Like Midwest Fest, I love Midwest Fest, and I'm not trying to take anything away. And if anybody from Gridlife is listening, I don't want them to feel like I'm bashing on it. But Midwest Fest feels like kind of a crazy drift music festival like shit show, and it's kind of like one of the reasons I love it. All right, this felt premium and in a good way,
because Watkins Glen is a famous track and Gridlife is in a cornfield, in Western Michigan.
Yeah,
different vibes.
Gridlife Midwest is and again, some of that is the facility, some of it is like here at Watkins we could spread out a little bit. The on-site facilities were nice. I will say that the track itself, because the track it's a little sketchy, it maybe elevated some of the tension, especially between some of the competitors. There was some drama outside of Street Mod, but yeah, a little bit of drama.
Do you think
for like the first time Street Mod didn't have like any drama.
Yeah, Track Mod got big drama. Some of that I think was a little East Coast trickling in. Some of it was I think people were a little stressed. I really do.
Yeah, I feel like more people lost their cars this event than like there was all year so far combined.
Oh yeah.
Crashes.
There was a lot. There was a lot of cars written off this weekend.
Oh, not just, hitting a wall, high commitment type stuff. Oh no. That's
I would even go as far as to say Watkins is more sketchy. I'd say it's on par with Road Atlanta and more sketchy than Road America.
Yeah.
Boy, that's high praise for sketch.
I don't know if it's like high praise or whatever it is, but man, is it the problem is if it goes wrong, which it can go wrong pretty easy, it goes really wrong.
You know, what you're telling me reminds me of that that crash on the front straight of Road Atlanta with the GTR and the Neon from a million years ago. And that's terrifying because Gridlife is a great event, but you see a car crash happen up close and the vibe changes very quickly.
Absolutely.
Okay.
But I mean, somehow even the vibes stayed good. Other than
it's good.
A little bit of paddock drama, but I think that's some people just trying to figure out how to. Gridlife is very Midwest, and I think some of the problem is coming from maybe a little bit of East Coast mentality.
Okay. You don't like that, along with the West Coast mentality? It's
different, okay? And it's different, and I think everybody's just trying to figure out, maybe some people are trying to figure out how they fit in the paddock.
See how the situation is.
Yes, but we're getting there. Honestly, pretty nice, maybe a little on the hot side. Really nice. I can't really complain. One of the things about this track is it's still fairly new pavement, so it's very dark. Okay, so it holds a lot of heat. Yeah. Podium Sprint, we'll get to that. Podium Sprint was probably the worst track conditions of the entire weekend. It's pretty bad. Just there was not grip where there was grip before. So yeah, our weekend started on Thursday. Dylan and I drove out Wednesday night.
You got there. You had an adventure to get there. So you got stuck in Charlotte.
Oh my God. Okay. So my weekend actually started Wednesday. Was it Tuesday night? Tuesday night.
You texted me late.
It was bad. So I was supposed to fly from Memphis to Charlotte to Baltimore. Okay. So my Memphis flight, my buddy Ray dropped me off for my Memphis flight. My Memphis flight was delayed once. Okay. And I was really worried about getting there in time for my Charlotte to Baltimore flight. That was not a problem, by the way. So I ended up getting there, rushing over to the gate to find out that had been delayed too, which gave me enough time to go get some food and whatever, which was cool. Then it was delayed again. Then it was delayed again. Then it was delayed again. And then it was canceled. So during this time period, the Baltimore airport was canceling all flights that were coming to it. I guess there were thunderstorms or Godzilla or something was rolling through. All right. Dylan says tornadoes. Very well could have been. It was, they were getting some weather. Okay. So they cancel this flight, and this flight cancels at, when did I get a hold of you? That had to have been like 11 something at night. Your time would have been 10.
9 o'clock. Yeah, it was after 9 for sure on the Central Time.
Yeah. So it was, I think it was like 11 something my time. Okay.
Oh man, yep. I'm looking at it now. Late.
Right.
Ooh,
so
rough.
Warranty is usually my go-to guy for solving issues like this. Like, he's really good at thinking outside of the box. Everybody rushes the American Airlines counters to try to figure out what they're going to do. And I'm waiting in line in the counter, right? And the whole time, Warranty and I are trying to figure this out. My wife books a flight for the morning on a Southwest flight to get there. I was on American Airlines. So we have that as a backup. I also had Christian, who another Gridlife driver was going to be cruising through too. But the problem we were having is my luggage, which I had to have, was in the American Airlines system, and there was no way for me to get it out even by maybe 6:30 in the morning.
Oh gosh.
So that was a disaster too. But as we were looking at this, if we would have looked sooner and I would have got on this right away, we probably should have just grabbed a bus. That was the play.
Yes. So for all you young hockey players out there, if you get stranded in a city and you need to get out of Dodge, the first place you need to look is Greyhound.
Yes.
Now, this doesn't work in Chicago because the airports are both an hour away from downtown and Greyhound picks up downtown. So you probably would just burn a bunch of time trying to get yourself to the Greyhound. But in the case of Charlotte, much shorter. I think it was 20 minutes by an Uber, Dewey.
It wasn't even bad. Station. And it was dumb cheap to go to Charlotte to Baltimore, and would have got me there sooner than my flight, even when it did show up. So
yes, and Greyhounds are these oftentimes weird hours. Like you can get a red eye, so it would have picked him up from Charlotte at 11:30 at night and gotten to Baltimore at 6 in the morning or something.
Yep, should have did it.
Planes
Didn't
don't
do it
fly like that, but now we know. We were also looking at Amtrak, but everybody else was doing that too. So by the time
I was going to rent a car too. All of the cars were gone.
Cars were
it was a disaster.
I even looked at rental car facilities outside of the airport. They were all closed. So yeah, what a disaster.
So either way, I stand in this line for an hour. I finally get up there and she goes, "Well, your flight's not canceled." I'm like, "What do you mean?" And I'm looking at my phone going, It says it's canceled and I am booked for a flight tomorrow night at 10:30 at night. And Dylan and I needed to roll out at noon. So it just wasn't going to happen.
Meantime, Joanna and I are staying up because his flight before it got canceled just kept getting pushed back an hour. So it was we were supposed to pick him up at 8:30, then it was 9:45, then it was 11, and so we're just sitting there well, we'll just leave a little bit later, maybe we'll take a nap, and then I'll let you finish. But you said your flight was canceled, and I'm like, great, what the fuck are we gonna do? And then
so she tells me, "Well, your flight's not canceled. It's actually leaving here soon." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" She's like, "Yeah, your flight goes to DC." And I'm like, "But that wasn't where I was even flying to." She's like, "This number, I just checked, says you're going to DC. You got to get over to this gate here real quick." So I haul ass to that gate, walk up to him, and in the meantime, as I'm running over there, I'm going, "Hey, Dylan, I know this wasn't the plan, but can we make DC work?" And he's like, "Fuck, you can." And if DC comes out of my mouth, Dylan is he hates DC as much as I hate Northern Indiana. Okay.
Well, it's because DC can either be an hour and 45 minutes away, or it can be 3 hours away because of traffic.
Yep.
So and you never know what it's going to be.
Thankfully, it was the middle of the night, so I got to talk him into it. I'm like, "Yeah, dude, it's going to be 2:30 when I show up or something insane, but I can get on this flight, right?" So he's like, "Screw it, we'll do it." And I walk up to the gate and I go, "Hey, I'm supposed to be on this flight." And they go, "You're not on this flight." And I'm like, "Why did this lady tell me you're on this flight?" And it took them 20 minutes to figure out the flight numbers were the same, just different days.
Oh no, that's kind of an amateur mistake.
Very, especially when I showed her my phone and this is what it said. She should have looked deeper into it. But what they did is because I'm like, I can do this. If you guys can get me on this flight, this will get me to where I need to go. But there was this 50-50 shot my luggage was going to make it. Okay. Because of how all this went down, but we decided to roll the dice and go for it. Right. And okay. They got me on this flight. So during this time period, I'm telling them, I'm like, "Yo, you guys are on your way, right?" And they're like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Okay, cool."
So he's telling me "Hey, I'm gonna land at I think it was 2:30 in the morning."
Yeah, something
in DC, and it's midnight. I'm like, "Yo, we're actually, if we don't leave right now, we're gonna be late." So like, he's like, well, and so we get in the car and we steal Joanna's mom's car. And so we're heading to freaking, DC to go pick him up. And we get all, and it's like 2:33 in the morning. Like we're hauling butt there. We get all but like probably 20 minutes away, and I'm in the passenger seat. Joanna's driving, and all of a sudden he texted me. He was like, "I would stop right where you are. We might be unboarding the plane."
Dude,
and I'm just like,
they loaded me on the plane.
God.
I'm like, I think I'm gonna be able to make this. And then we sat, and we sat, and we sat. And then nobody could figure out what was going on, and we sat. And then they go, "Hate to tell this to you guys, we got to deboard the plane." And it's because the pilots timed out.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well,
so we're sitting in a Walmart parking lot waiting to hear what's going on. An hour and 45 minutes away from home at 3:30 in the morning. And I'm like,
oh my gosh.
I guess, well, it was like more like 2:33, but I was like, I guess we're turning around and going home. We got home at like 4:15.
Yeah.
And I just remember like looking at her. I'm like, I'm so sorry. Like, and it just sucked all the way around. Like Dewey's not sleeping. We're not sleeping. I'm like, well, I gotta be at PT in like 2.5 hours. So I'm not even, I gotta go to bed.
My God.
And so I get 2 hours of sleep, and then, went to physical therapy and then work. Meanwhile, Dewey had to Uber from DC here.
So I got on the plane at like 5 a.m. They finally found pilots and everything, shoved us on the plane at 5 a.m. And I got to DC and had to Uber from DC up to there because there was just no other way to get there. Thankfully, it was early enough to where we didn't hit like peak hours.
Well, everyone's heading into DC as you're heading out.
I was praying. Yeah. I got in this car. Okay, this dude he was really excited about a self-driving Tesla, and was he like he was all hyped about it. And I'm just like, dude, I need to sleep. Like I gotta sleep. And I told him, I'm like, hey man, no offense, but I'm probably gonna fall asleep. This guy would not shut up. He just had to talk, and he had the super thick accent, so I had to like listen really hard to understand what he was saying. So he like mentally vampired me the whole way there.
Meanwhile, I'm at the shop loading the car and getting the RV ready, and luckily, I was ahead of schedule for once, and had I had the car in the trailer basically by the time he got there, and very little to do. And so he got there, and we had to leave at a little after 1:02 to get there, so we're not too late where they won't let us in, so that we're there first thing in the morning for the test day, and we're not setting up in the morning.
Is there a limit for how late you can get there on the test
Actually,
day?
we dirtbagged it. We rolled in like 15 minutes after they technically closed, and we got lucky because John was coming down the hill at the same time and went, okay, we're gonna let them in. So we got in after they technically closed, but they were supposed to shut the gates at 9.
At 9 p.m. or 9 a.m.?
9 p.m.
p.m. on Wednesday night.
Okay, that's Wednesday night. Okay. So wow, man, that took you a whole nother day after not sleeping to get yourself to the track by 9 p.m.
Yes. Now, what I will say is at least it was a really pretty drive.
Rough.
Okay. And that whole area is really nice. So that was fun. We saw where Chef Boyardee is made, and we saw some stuff. It was fun.
We found the best fuel stop ever.
Yes.
I'm not telling anybody about it because it'll ruin it.
Okay. Text me about it. I won't tell anyone.
Yeah. It's pretty good though.
Dewey, all of this for one perfect lap. I just want to emphasize for the people listening, this is an incredible amount of work in hours to put out.
We had to one. Technically two.
Because of podium sprint. Okay. Mm-hmm. 2 perfect laps. I don't drive the car. I am such a fan of this like awful like grunt work, and I don't know why. It's just hard. Maybe I just really like type 2 fun, man.
This is heavy into type 2 fun at this point. We were scraping type 3.
I was having type 3 fun.
So
It's just where you lie to yourself.
we get there, we fall asleep, wake up in the morning for this test day. We skip the first session because we're like, dude, neither of us are mentally okay for this right now.
Yep.
Okay, we have 6 sessions for that day. We skip the first one. Okay. I get out for the second one. The car feels okay, but we wanted to test some stuff. Went out and ran around a little bit. Okay. I forgot why I came in from that one. Had a reason for it. That wasn't the car moving around though.
No, the reason was because we were sleep deprived.
Okay, so I got a little bit of testing, and there was a decent amount of traffic. I was chasing Chris Boersma around, got a few laps in, but we need to look at the car and just make sure everything's going good.
Yeah. Hop
out of the car, and I think you wanted to take a look at some things. We skipped the next session for some reason. You found something. I don't remember. We skipped the next session for something. We wanted to tweak with some stuff. I think Graham wanted to mess with something in the tune too. There was some reason we didn't go out for the next session, but the next session,
the 2 sessions were like 40 minutes apart.
Yeah.
And so like
we didn't have a lot of time
to change some things in the tune. I wanted to like shake everything down, check out the rear suspension because I made some changes and all that looked good.
And it's a test.
It was just like, yeah, we were just tired and it was rough. So we decided to skip the next session.
Little did we know that when we go out for the next session, I run into one of the weirdest problems I've ever felt in this car in my life.
No.
So on the outlap, the car, I would get on the throttle like late in the corner, and it felt like the rear would try to come out. It almost felt like fluid was getting under the tires. So I'm like,
That's
maybe
terrifying.
I was following somebody, maybe I'm dropping something. So I came in because I wanted to make sure, like, hey, I had a couple of moments where it would be like there's a ton of grip and then the thing would just like try to kill me. Okay.
So he came into the hot pits and yells at me like there's something in my back tires. So I'm like underneath the back of the car in the hot pits, which anytime I'm in the hot pits, especially a big track like this, like it's with not like the way they had pit set up, it was like you came into the pit and that's where everything was. So I'm like under the car, like watching my surroundings, like nervous. And I'm like, dude, I'm like shaking wheels and everything. I don't see anything. The tires are dry. I'm putting my hands on them, checking pressures. And I'm like, dude, I do not see anything under the car. Like the rear tires really aren't warmed up yet. Like maybe the track falls off in the afternoon. I don't know.
We don't know. Not only that, maybe I was following somebody with some shit on the ground. Okay. Somebody could have been dropping something. So I go back out, right? And I'm motoring along and the car feels okay-ish. And I'm like, okay, maybe it was, maybe the rear tires just weren't coming up to temp. And like this car's rotating really well now or something. And I go into turn 6, which is this kind of downhill. I'm like, okay, I'm going to get on the gas on this and I'm going to see what the car does. And I get on the gas and the car snaps backwards, then grabs, goes the other way, points me straight towards the wall. And everything I could do to not stuff this thing in the wall and end up riding through the area where these GT3 cars and stuff during IMSA would come through and just shred the ground. So I end up just blowing through this. I dick up the splitter. I'm bouncing all over the place. And I missed the wall by like an inch. And I'm like, what is even happening? So I come in, I'm like, I don't know what's going on. But at this point, I go, I think it's drivetrain. Something's happening. Okay. So we bring the car in, we start messing around with stuff. And this is when Dylan finds that we have a front axle, the weirdest front axle failure maybe ever. Or well, failure, I guess, is a good way of putting it. It was so long story.
I mean, it failed.
Yeah,
technically, like it was a failure, but not in the sense like it broke or anything. Basically,
it came apart.
The axle came out of the cup on the wheel side, which is kind of wild. So when he went through all the craziness, or even before, like So it wasn't out of the boot. It wasn't anything crazy. Like it's not like it even ripped the boot or anything. Like I literally took the clamps off the CB boot, fixed the C-clip that holds the axle shaft in, and reclamped it. And long story short, it was fine for the rest of the weekend.
But yeah.
So
like basically, the shaft itself was coming out of the splines of the actual CB.
Yeah.
So when it would happen, it opened the diff up. The center diff would go, "What the fuck?" and lock immediately, and then the car would snap.
Oh, that's terrifying. That is. Did it happen from just the bouncing on the grass then? Just some.
No. It happened. That's what was. It happened. I'd get on the gas and it'd pull it away.
Oh, before.
Yeah, and that's what would cause the instant oversteer, because it would snap the diff. The center diff would snap shut, and since the front's acting open, it would basically be rear-wheel drive. So it'd be like front-wheel drive, rear-wheel drive, and it was like in an instant, and the car would just rotate and try to kill me.
Yeah, whoa, terrifying. And that's a new one.
Oh,
always a new one.
Can't say I've ever seen it fail like this before, and I've never felt anything like that before. So I learned a lot from that, okay? And again, it was a front axle, not a rear, that did this, even though the issue when you're driving it was, it felt like it came from the rear, but what caused it was a front axle.
Inconsistency is what sketches me out the most about this story.
Fucking terrifying. So this is in the back of my brain the entire weekend. I want everybody to understand that's how I started this weekend. When I went out to actually go turn a fast lap, that's what happened to me. Okay? This is how I start. And this is after a few cars and like GLTC and other stuff and during their practice have already wadded their shit up. So people are already writing cars off on test day.
Yeah, I think there was a GLTC race where a BMW got loose. I think it was two E46s or two E36s, but basically they came out of a corner. BMW got loose, turned sideways, and got T-boned. And it was like we're going out right after that.
Oh no!
So we were like, this is in my brain. Okay, so I'm shitting my pants a little bit, and we got to get this situation figured out. By that point, because we had skipped the first session, ran the second session, skipped the next session, ran that session, and it was disaster. The last session we skipped. We didn't get any more tests.
Yeah.
That was it. So I'm like, oh my God. So I'm going to have to go try to sleep on this being the last thing in my brain. Thankfully, splitter, we sorted that out. We got HVAC tape and some other crap, and it's fine. Dylan fixes the front axle, and in the meantime, we also went and purchased a backup WRX axle for the front in case we needed it, if this didn't fix it.
WRX and not STI.
You can't get STI axles from AutoZone, but you can get WRX axles, and I got to be real.
I knew that.
Like, for a front axle on track, or if you're in a bind and you need to get home or something like that, you can get these lifetime warranty for like $120. So it was good to have, and we probably could have went the rest of the weekend on that. Chances of us snapping that axle not launching, we're going to be fine.
Yeah, you're not launching. I guess that's right.
Yep.
And you're not doing super special like smashing curbs and things like that.
We were doing some curb smashing, but nothing that I was like too super worried about. Okay. It isn't like Road Atlanta freaks me out a little bit. This didn't.
That's where I'm going with that. Yeah. Okay.
So we go to bed on this, right? We get up in the morning. Again, pants are thoroughly shitted.
Yep.
And we go out for the first session, and the car feels great, which is awesome. I tested on the outlap. Car feels great. The crazy rotation problem is gone. Like, I'm just going to go put in a good, competent lap, right? And I got to be real, the lap was really coming together. We weren't on high boost or anything nuts. Everything just kind of felt good. I honestly, I bombed through the bus stop in probably the best I had the entire weekend. Car felt just genuinely great. They made some suspension changes before we got there that really started to play in that morning. I could feel, I felt very comfortable with the car. Maybe screwed up 9 a little bit coming from the boot onto NASCAR. Missed the apex a hair there, but it was coming together. So we're coming into the second and last corner. I downshifted to third, which honestly, hindsight being 2020, I probably should have just rolled fourth. But I downshifted to third, and then when I go back to fourth, I grab the gear. It's like my trans becomes completely disconnected from my engine.
Oh.
So we're on pace for probably a bottom 56, high 55. Okay.
The video of it happening, the predictive timer or the graph was like full green 2 seconds off of our lap time was like a 2-minute lap time that it was going off of, but it was full green.
It was buried green,
which was the second to last corner, and he started coasting, and it was still green even when he came into the pits.
I probably could have coasted to a faster time than I ran in podium sprint.
Yeah, like it probably would have been like a 55, if not, around there. So it was cooking, and so he came in. He was like, "It feels like my clutch, like, is disconnected,"
which made sense. Like, what didn't make sense is the clutch pedal felt fine. Okay, all of the gears felt fine. You could go through gears, and like the trans felt okay, but like the only thing that made sense to me is like it is disconnected from the engine. I don't understand. So I'm thinking it's got to be clutch. That's the connection between the two, right?
Was there any major noises?
No,
none.
The clutch was a little louder than normal, which hindsight we know why. But like, I got in it and I tried it. I was like, well, let me diag it, and I put it in first, and there's nothing. I was like, yeah, I have to agree with you. Like, I could physically feel it shift, and like the dog and everything would grab on the trans side of things, and
nothing would happen.
So we got it back to the pit, and I was like, well, of course it was like we had to get it towed, and we're trying to game plan what we're going to do, and a little bit in a crisis mode. And so he starts calling around trying to, we both think it's a clutch. I mean,
I even hit up Steve at X Clutch, okay, and tell Steve what's going on. And Steve's like, in race, so everybody's aware, race cars, you're going to break shit when you're racing stuff, even weird stuff, okay? So I hit up Steve, and Steve's like, I mean, a clutch is a good theory. We go through this crazy dance between Steve and IAG in turn 14 being in Philadelphia.
Philly.
So Steve's like, we're gonna get you a clutch, but you're gonna have to go get it because you need it today, obviously. And so you're gonna have to drive to Philly, but we'll make this happen. They have them there, so we'll figure this out, right? Yeah. And so we get that all sorted. I dive in Bailey's truck with Jordan and just haul ass straight to Philadelphia. I'm like less than an hour out of where I gotta be, and Dylan calls.
Oh no.
And he's like, we got the trans out. It ain't the clutch. You gotta go to frickin' IAG right now. So I am 3/4 of the way to Philly on the wrong side of Pennsylvania.
I hate this part.
So what broke was the input shaft.
So the boys were at the race, and my buddy Mike, who's up at Baxley's, him and I worked, like I taught him a lot of what I know, and we worked together for many years. So getting the trans out was fairly easy. Like him and I can basically do stuff without talking, and he's never even seen this car. So it was just like, hey, do X, Y, and Z. So we get the trans back enough so I can see like the clutch, and like it's not even off the jack yet. We get it back, and I look up, and I just see the end of the input shaft still in the clutch, and I'm like, crap, I need to call Dewey right now. And so I get out from underneath the car and call him, and I'm like, yo, are you at turn yet? And he's like, no. I'm like, you need to go to the shop. It's not a clutch. Like, let me make sure, let me get the clutch apart, but like we need a transmission as well. So I get off the phone with him, we get it out, we get the clutch apart, and I get the input shaft out of the clutch, because at this point right now I think we need a clutch and a transmission. And so we get the clutch apart. I start taking measurements, like everything's within spec that's still able to be used. Like nothing looks bent. I get the input shaft out of the clutches. Like everything seems okay, like some heat in it, but like there's that. And so, we're trying to get things together. And so I call him back and I'm like, yo, just go to the shop and get the trans, because we need that more than the clutch right now. Like time's a crunch period. It's Friday afternoon already. Like you're going to get back here late and we'll get it running, and hopefully we can hit Saturday morning session and shake down the car, because really our number of chances to make this happen now is the window shrinking.
Yeah.
So
wow.
we immediately divert where we're going, but it's Friday afternoon. So everybody's getting out of work and leaving the big cities. So it was traffic hell trying to get to IAG. There was no making time. So we get to IAG like 2 minutes before they close. Thank God, Fred was waiting for us. They had everything stacked up on a pallet, ready to get tossed in the truck. We had everything we needed to get this done. It was our old version 9 6-speed with people are wondering what was in this. It's a version 9 STI 6-speed with billet forks, the shift finger, and carbon synchros. It's
short gears 1 through 6.
Well, the version 9 trans makes it short gearing 1 through 6.
Yeah,
the JDM trans. So yeah, that it essentially be the same gearing as a 0405 STI with JDM 5th and 6th, but it's a 354 trans, not a 390, which is what we've always used. So cool. That's essentially what it is, or like actually what it'd be is an 06 STI trans with JDM 5th and 6th. That kind of makes it, except it does have an oil pump. So
yes,
whatever. Long story short, that's what it is. With billet forks, carbon synchros, and a shift finger. It's nothing fancy. It's not a dog box. It's synchro trans.
It's fancy because you have like billet things from Latvia that fix problems that only you have.
No, we sell that product now. IAG makes it.
Do.
Well, I have the prototype in there still. But the very first one.
Other people were not breaking.
A lot more people were breaking it once we put that to product than you really realize. The shift finger is something a lot of people break. If you're trying to go fast on a synchro trans and you've ever broke a shift finger, we make the perfect product for you. If you're tearing your trans apart because you're fixing synchros or whatever, and while you were in there, if you want a great upgrade, get the damn shift finger. It's worth every penny. It's cheap insurance. If you're going to do stupid crap with a stock STI trans, get the shift finger. Can't stress it enough. Okay.
So I got 2 questions for you. Question in the chat: what's the RPMs on that JDM 6th gear at over 150 miles an hour? How high are you going to go to 160, 165?
It wasn't that bad. We'd go through the S's in 5th, and I still had plenty of gear. I mean, I ran this trans at Road America and still had a solid 1,500 RPM left at the end of Road America, and that was 170. That's also me with a 9,000 plus RPM redline, not 8,000.
Yeah, call it high 7,000s. Yeah, that's how this math works, is that your redline is not 6,700 RPM like it's USD engine, which is, Okay, second question. You broke an input shaft on a sequential transmission. Where did that input shaft come from? Is it an OEM derived design? Or
no, well, the input shaft is a part of the main shaft. So it's a part of the gear set and everything. Now, with that stated, we have some theories as to what caused this, but we think that front axle and the way it was locking the center diff was shocking the living shit out of that.
Unnatural DPCB swings to like full lock. All right. Beat me to it. Cool.
Yes. So that's what we think probably caused it. We have some other theories behind that too. One of the things we're going to be doing is sticking one of our IAG output shafts and transfer gears in this next one, which we hadn't been running because that was kind of more of a drag thing, and it's no longer a drag thing.
Nah, that's what I'm thinking of. I was getting the 2 confused. I was thinking the output shaft is what IAG built.
Oh man, that would have been simple. We wouldn't have even had to pull the trans. The input shaft is a part of the main shaft, and that's what your clutch actually like sits on.
Got it. Okay. So you're just going to do just straight replacement, no changes, or are you going to analyze it and maybe develop something for it?
I mean, we've had some conversations with Katouche about it, and we're ordering the parts we need and putting it in.
Okay, so straight swap and probably be fine.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Now Graham had like load shedding and everything. His sequential shifting.
It's butter. Really yeah, the sequential, like, I got to be real, from a wear standpoint, it looks fine. But nice. we can. That's all later conversation. So
solid. Okay.
I get there at a little after 9 and
PM Friday.
Jordan and I come rolling in, and Dylan's got all his homies from Maine there. Okay. And all of these Maine boys. Then we also have Sam dialed in, and I'm going to be an asshole, but I have already forgot his name, but Sam's buddy.
Marcus from Rosa Motorsports.
Who is awesome. Okay. Absolutely awesome. So we have a crew there ready to go. Everything's laid out perfect. Okay. So we get there. We take 20 minutes for you to stick DCCD from the old trans into this one, because we did pull the DCCD unit out.
Yeah, it was 20 minutes or so. I mean, you guys get there at like 9:35.
Yeah.
We had to swap over DCCD, transfer like 2 wires basically and tape them up. And then like just make sure the seals and everything were good to go and stuff in the car. And so we had it running. We got it in. It was like I couldn't have had better luck, because I had Mike, who like knows me like the back of his hand as far as turning wrenches, and I got Marcus, who is also a phenomenal tech. And I get a bunch of guys around that I basically, when Dewey got there, I was like, yo, like, if you need to go to sleep right now, go to sleep. Like, go watch video, go chill out. Like, you're done for the day. Don't even worry about it. I don't need you to hand me wrenches or anything. I don't even want to see you.
I got to run the jack.
Go to sleep. I was like,
that's all they let me do.
Say that again, Dewey.
I got to run the jack. That's all they let me do, is run the jack. Like, and that was just jacking the thing up to get it in. Past that, they're like, get the fuck out of here.
Get out. Yeah.
Later, dude, go rest. So I had all
dream work.
I had all the guys to help, and I think by midnight I was running on the jack stands. I try not to run the car late at night, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do. And so I apologize to anybody if I woke them up in the paddock, but I had to make sure that all the gears felt okay and everything was working and we weren't missing anything. So we had it off the ground, had everything together by like midnight 30, ran the car, warmed it up, went through all the gears 1 through 6. Everything seemed good, so we gave it a nut and bolt and dropped the car down, and we were ready for the next morning.
So the amount of people who thought we were done because the trans broke was ridiculous. Okay, the amount of people, while I was gone, they're coming up to Dylan. They're like, well, I guess you're done for the weekend. Dylan's response was priceless, because he probably said this like 5 times.
I had someone specifically came up to me, and they're like, oh, well, that sucks, dude. I handed them the input shaft, and they're like, well, guess you guys are done for the weekend. I was like, yeah, like, done fucking around. I was like, we got a 6-speed on the way. I'm gonna put the old H pattern in. I got all the shift linkage and everything with us. I was like, things ready to go. I was like, I had the clutch back in the engine. I was like, dude, he shows up, we gotta swap some things, we'll be men. And they're like, oh yeah. And it was funny, is like, we were in the next morning, we're getting ready to go out, and we're in false grid, and someone asked me, like, did you even sleep last night? And like, I went to bed at what I would consider a decent hour, which was, 1 or 2 in the morning. But
for Gridlife, that's pretty standard.
Yeah, that's not bad.
I wasn't gonna let them know. I just told them I went to bed at like 10. Yeah, you got there at like 9:30. I think I was in bed before 11. Like,
I wouldn't be racing with a bit of lying in it. You got to have some lying in it.
Of course.
Yeah, I got a coffee in my hand. And really, like, most races, I am like genuinely, like, my nerves happen at night. Like, we get done with the day and my nerves are at night. And it's like opposite of Dewey. So Dewey's like, crap, dude, I've been driving like crazy all day. Like, his nerves are driving. Mine is like, what am I going to forget? What am I not going to see? So I'm up all night anyways, like just I'll putter at 1:00 in the morning, just touching stuff. Like sometimes I'll make changes, like little changes, like, I really don't like how that line's routed for what we're doing, or, hey, is this line scuffing? I got a spare one in the trailer. Like, I'm going to go ahead and replace that. Or like, I'll shoot the shit with, Bailey or whoever's parked next to us, and just because I can't sleep. And so I was up late, but we got out Saturday morning.
Not for bad nerves. Yeah, great.
Yeah, we got a new map on it from Graham. I had him teed up before he was, before Dewey was back with the trans. So I had a new map in the car before the trans even showed up. So that was ready to go. Got the shifters swapping over and everything. Got all, what needed to be unplugged. What needed to be there. And basically everything was laid out, ready to go when he showed up. So, we got it together and we got out Saturday morning, and I felt pretty confident in the car Saturday morning. I was like, we just, if he comes around after his flying, his outlap, and he stays on track, I think we're in good shape.
So we go out, like, by the time we actually make it to the grid on Saturday morning, with the H pattern in, I had heard probably 75 times, "Do you even remember how to drive a stick?" Oh my God, I was so sick of it. Like, do you assholes even realize I daily an STI? Like, I've driven stick for I don't even know how long. Like, I like, oh my God. Like, the amount of people who, like, most people were like joking, okay? But like, I was so past the joke. So,
well, hold on. What kind of people were asking you this question? Was it like, hey, I like your tattoos, did that hurt? Or was it like people who kind of don't like you just kind of poking at you?
Yes. Everybody, when I say 75 is not an exaggeration, okay? Everybody was asking me this.
Maybe it's just tone deafness.
Like, oh my God. Like, when it got real close to me going out, like, I actually started getting snappy with people because I'm like, this isn't even funny anymore.
Wow.
So I pull out to the grid. They stick me right behind Dai Yoshihara, which was cool. They let me kind of in the back of A. There was lots of conversation. We stick you in the front of B, or do we stick you in the back of A? And I'm like, I earned the spot, so you guys put wherever we gotta go. Okay, I understand. I know it, but obviously they don't want to put me in like D or C because we're gonna be freakishly faster than those guys. And that could be actually dangerous. So they stuck me in the back of A, and that was cool. We were right behind Dai, which was fun. But Jackson, the new pit reporter, comes up and he's like, "Whoa, we heard you did all this stuff, and do you even know how to drive a stick anymore?" And I'm just like, "Oh my God, I'm gonna kill you." But he sticks a microphone in my face, and the interview was just, "All these people seem to think I don't know how to drive a stick anymore. You're all about to find out." I roll out there, and very first lap, we go straight to first.
Yeah, we click off the record.
Super.
Oh my God, I was so mad.
So of course, he's going by, and I'm in hot pit. So all I get is like I can hear him coming, and then him go by in turn one, and I can hear him kind of go up the S's to the straight. And so he's coming. I'm like, oh, it sounds good. Like, I can tell he's in it to start his like flyer. And I'm like, okay, everything seems good to go. I can hear him shifting gears. Car sounds great. And he comes flying by. And I just looked at Miles and Jordan. I was like, oh yeah, we're in business. Like, we'll be good to go. And Miles is like, are you sure? I'm like, oh yeah. Like, he's getting a lap done. Where it ends up, I don't know, like traffic, etc. But we'll work our way there. So as long as we can get a lap in. So again, you click off the record and come in, and I'm like, yo, how's the car? And it's just like, everything's fine. And
it's fine. Perfect. It feels just like old times.
Yep.
What was funny is Graham set it up for auto blip. Okay, but our clutch switch isn't working, so auto blip didn't work. So when I use auto blip, I always heel toe with it anyway, just because it's so natural for me. And auto blip is more like if you miss the pedal or whatever, it's there. That's how auto blip has always worked for me. So okay. I go out there and just turn a lap and feel pretty good about it, and come in, and I'm like, everything feels good. Auto blip seems to be working great. I didn't miss any heel toes or anything like that. We'll probably pick some more time up because I'm still, messing around with stuff and being a little skittish, but car feels fine. And we go in and we start talking to Graham, and Graham's like, yeah, auto blip's not working, the clutch thing. So I did all of it manual, and I'm like, oh my God, don't even try to tell me I don't know how to drive stick. Don't even tell me. Don't even tell me. I'm like, don't even turn it on. It's fine. Don't even touch it. We're putting no effort into that.
I didn't even look into it. I was like, yeah, whatever. We got it.
It's fine. Don't even touch it. So we decide we're going to go out for the next session. I want to go try to actually put in what I felt like was a pretty representative time of the car. Okay. So this time they have us gridded quite a ways further up, but still behind some track mod cars. Luke McGrew, who was flying in his C6Z and Street GT, he was at like a 28 flat. We were like a 28.7 at this point, I think.
58.
Something like that. Sorry, 58. 58. He was running a 58 flat. We were at like a 58.7. So we go out, and I like I said, I want to try to turn a decent representative time, even though it was a little warmer out, and just so I know what's going on. And we weren't even planning on going out for the last session. We're on the out lap, and then Chris from Seems Legit waves me by, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. I'll follow Luke. Luke sees me come up. He waves me by immediately. I'm like, okay, yeah, sweet. And I end up behind this NSX GT3 car, who's a very nice guy, I want to say, but it's probably really hard to see out of the back of that car, and probably doesn't quite understand how ridiculous Boogeyman can be. So I'm like, okay,
words are very polite.
This'll work out. Okay, we're behind a pretty fast car. I could probably get this lap time, right? So we start the lap. I give him a decent gap, and I basically run him down by bus stop. Okay, car feels good, but I run him down by bus stop. But let's be real, like Boogie makes some good straightaway speed. He's probably working into it a little bit, wants to get a little heat into his tires. I understand. Okay. And I was also getting, at this point, understanding of where the gear spacing actually landed, and starting to realize that this gearing actually matches the track significantly better than the sequential gearing. So like I could go into turn 2, short shift into 5th, and hold 5th all the way through 2 up through the S's and not have to shift, where in the sequential, I was having to shift 5th like going into the S's, and it was super sketchy. So I was still trying to like figure that out. So this worked out great because I'd get to the top of the hill, grab 6th. It was awesome. So I ended up making up a bunch of time on them. I go through the S's with with a little bit of spice. I tear ass through there. Car feels real good, and drive right up on the ass of this GT3. And I love them, but I cannot believe that a 1990s turd box with 255 whip, 200 tread wear tires, and 3 pedals is being held up by a GT3 car in the corners. Okay, where this car should be annihilating me. But Joey, the whole backside of this, the whole backside of the track, I'm just watching time fall off, which really bugged me because we were probably up a good second and a half from our previous time.
So the non-straight, because you're being held up.
We're being held up. It just fallen apart. Okay. So we end up basically tying our same time. And then the next lap, okay, the car's hot and it just ain't happening. So that was our only shot to beat Luke.
Did you get around him or no?
We did on the second lap, but there was no time to be had because the car was hot. It's a long track.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Did you talk to him afterward?
I did. And this is why I'm trying to say this is a very nice guy. Okay. He's basically, I think he's the owner of K-Tuned.
Oh wow! So
Yeah.
this is not some
No,
this is not some guy.
very good dude. He, those guys have been helping out James Houghton, Chris
Yes.
Boersma, the rest of those dudes for years. And by no means did I want to start any stuff with him. And I got to be real, to his defense, I don't think he thought a 1995 Subaru Impreza was going to be driving right up his ass.
Yeah. All right.
He got out of the
I'm
way
actually
once we got
surprised
onto the front straight, and I think he realized I was that close. But I got to be real. What I'm really here doing is just bragging about the fact that our turd box ran down a GT3 car. It really didn't matter. We were still in first place.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised here because sometimes you're very kind to people and sometimes you're genuine. Or I'm sorry, you're always genuine, but sometimes you really mean it. And this is not one of those times you actually mean it because they're
Very nice guy
with very well prepared cars.
This was not the situation last year with the LMP car that was ruining everything and then tried to kill us. No, that guy sucks. John, who was driving the NSX, extraordinarily nice guy. And I think it was more of a situation that those tires take a couple laps to come in. We had some talks about it, and he's like, he was fully prepared to let us by tomorrow morning. Because we weren't going out the next day. Like, dude, just go ahead, not a big deal. It's hard to see out of this thing, whatever. I get it. So cool. I want this to make sure this comes across as I think John's a very nice guy. I don't think he did anything intentional. And I just think it's cool that our crap box keeps up with a GT3 NSX.
Big fan, Dewey. I'm a big fan.
So, this is absolutely not anything against John. John, great dude.
By this point in the weekend, did you have the record?
We had, the all-wheel drive record was, I got to be real, the records here were super soft because the last time we were all here, the weather was awful. We didn't go to it personally. Dylan actually did go, and he did. The records were super soft because there was only one dry session. And it was the very first session. So getting the record wasn't a problem.
The records were by drivetrain. They are by drivetrain.
Well, it was still the overall record.
Okay.
So we got the record.
So the records get you an extra point in the championship. Is it drivetrain or does it have to be overall?
So the way they made it, it was worded out at the beginning of the season. It was supposed to be overall, and then they made a correction mid-season to state that it is drivetrain specific for the point, which I personally don't agree with. And that's a whole different pile of drama. It doesn't. It actually plays to us better. But in Club TR, that really messes some stuff up, and I think there should be some conversation about that later on. But we can get into that drama another time.
Okay. All right, sounds good. So you are through getting yourself to the show, to the dance.
Yes, we're in the show. We're feeling pretty good. I sleep great Sunday or Saturday night. All right. I am still just beat tired. I go to bed like an old man at 10 o'clock and I watch an episode of Billions and fall asleep halfway through it. It was great.
So that's what peak performance looks like.
Dylan's out having a good time, and he's chill enough to where he can actually go and watch Shaq and all of that, and that was cool. And I'm hyped he could do that. Okay, so we feel like we're in a really good spot. All right. So we're all on a high now. Okay, so let's play the roller coaster out. Car feels great. Go out for the first session in the test day. Then car feels like shit. Okay, and we don't know what's going on, so now we're
going down.
We're back low. Okay, so we're high, we're low.
Yep.
Next morning we go out because we think we found the smoking gun, and the car feels good first lap. Okay.
No.
Then it breaks. Okay, so we're super low, and then we find out what it is, and we're getting the whole thing together, and everything goes in, and we're back to a high, and we even get sleep. Okay. Then we go out and set the record, and the car feels good, and I remember how to drive stick. Okay, and then we're feeling really good. We're high, right? All right.
The third high, yeah.
Okay, so we're up. We're up. We back. We balling. All right. And then we wake up in the morning. We start the car because we're gonna go out in this morning session. We're feeling really good. Okay, we start the car. My non-hearing ass can't hear it, but Dylan can hear it. Something with this engine sounds freaking weird. And then,
hold on.
Okay.
Well, tell it, but I want to explain it because I thought I was going crazy.
Okay, fix your mic too, because you're gonna need to explain this here in a hot sec.
This is Sunday morning.
Sunday morning, we fire this up for the first session, mostly to just let me go out for a sanity check and maybe get some clean track. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, Cal is 1/10 of a second behind us at this point.
Oh my god.
So I'm a little shit in my pants, but I know we got some in the tank. But this was a lot closer than people realize. I know we have something in the tank, and the worse the conditions get, the better it's going to work for us. So I'm feeling okay. So we get up in the morning, we fire this car up, and Dylan starts giving me the look. Like, do you hear that? And I'm like, well, I can't hear anything. But then, like, his boys are hearing it too. Okay? And I don't understand what we're hearing, but what I do notice is there is oil on the side of our valve cover. Okay? Coming from the vacuum regulator that we have on one of our heads for the dry sump, basically to make sure we don't over vacuum the engine. Okay? So it regulates vacuum. Because a dry sump is constantly pulling vacuum on the engine. And this starts, this is, the oil's coming from this. And the only way that would happen is if there was like wildly excessive crankcase pressure. Okay.
Okay.
So Dylan's like, man, I don't know. Like, could be knocking, could be doing this. We're hearing all sorts of wacky shit from this car. And I'm like, I don't really hear it, but like, again, for me, I can't hear direction because I'm deaf in one ear. It just sounds like a bunch of noise, and nothing to me sounds like a knock. Okay, that's usually, and we can hold it at a particular RPM, the usual 28 to 3,200, and it's not making the noise. All right, so Dylan's like, I think we're done. Like, convinced we're putting this thing in the trailer. Now I gotta let Dylan talk because at this point I go, well, I guess I got to go sit down. So I go sit down and I'm just like, well, that was fun. That's a weekend. So we're low. Big low.
Again, third low.
So it's like 7:30 in the morning. I'm warming the car up and I start it. And it's typically what I do is I'll warm the car up, get the trans warm, get the engine warm, etc. So we have time to kill it, fill the fuel, etc. So I run it and it doesn't sound like it's knocking, but it almost has a rotational knock sound. But what it sounds like is like this real weird audible piston slap. And I have oil coming out of this regulator that's supposed to regulate vacuum for the sump and everything. And I'm like, I've never seen that. And so I send logs of Graham from the day before. He's like digging. I had to wake him up because we're in a different time zone. We're like looking at it and we're like, dude, it did see some low oil pressure and etc. And I'm like, dude, and I'm starting to spiral and I'm like, I'm starting to have like, if we send it, we're going to throw a rod and we're going to catch it.
It's going to be Laguna 23 all over again. This is what he's feeling.
I'm like, dude, if we can get back to the shop, like it sucks we can't complete this race, but we get it back to the shop, get it, like I have time to get it fixed before Lime Rock. But if we break it any more than it's already broken, we're not making it to Lime Rock. And therefore, like, someone could win this race with a record, win Lime Rock with a record, and then win Laguna with a record. And I don't know what that looks like, but it's definitely not a perfect season.
Yeah.
And so now I'm like, well, crap, what do I do? And so both myself, Sam, Marcus, and Mike, we're all listening to the noise, and it sounds I could look at the engine, it sounds unbalanced. Like we threw a rod, and I was like, all right, well, let's cut open the filter, or like let's get the filter off, see what's draining. I don't have a way to cut it open cleanly, so let's drain the filter, see what I can see. And it's like usual, like bearing material stuff, like nothing damning. And I'm like, huh. And so I was like, well, maybe this regulator's bad. I don't know. So we pull plugs. I pull the regulator off. We put a new regulator on.
We do a compression test. This is, at this point, we think maybe a piston is hurt. Okay. Because we didn't see any bearing material. So In all of it,
So-
the compression test is coming back great, and we get to the last cylinder of the one we think it's probably going to be, and we get everybody like knocking on wood and everything. Like we're like, this is it. Whole season could be on this.
Yeah.
I think it's a cracked piston. Like,
Yeah.
we're getting excessive crankcase at cold idle. You know, like that makes sense. It didn't do it on track when it was boiling hot. So maybe this weird audible sound I'm hearing and this unbalance is a cold, cracked piston. So we crank it on the last cylinder, which happened to be cylinder 4, and it was the best out of all of them. And I'm like, immediately, I'm like, dude, plugs look fine. There's no oil on everything. Like everything's telling me it's fine. And I'm like, oh my God, dude, like what the hell? So I pull the regulator off and I'm like, dude, I brought a spare one that I found.
We normally
Like, I don't know
never
why.
have this as a spare.
Yeah.
And so a while ago, I put it in the trailer and I was like, well, maybe one day we'll need it, but I've never seen any of these fail. Maybe it's just like, maybe someone else will need it. Who knows? It's just one of those things that it gets a small, I mean, the thing's like this big. So it's not very big. It's smaller than, it's not $1 tall, and it's tiny. It goes on a valve cover. You know what I mean? Like it bolts to the oil fill hole for standard wet sump car. And so we do an oil change on it. I drain all the oil out of it by just running the starter with the filter and the dry sump tank open. We get new oil in it. We get the plugs back in it. I increase pump pressure on the bypass valve on the dry sump pump to try to get us through the weekend. Because my thought is like, well, what if it's a bearing? Like, if we're going to go for this, let's put fresh oil in it and try to get it done.
Yeah. How hard is
So
raise the pressure on the oil?
It's not. It's
2
not.
turns,
Yeah.
which
Turns. Okay.
can be a decent amount. I won't give away all my secrets.
It's a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Forget how much
It's
it
a
is,
good
though.
bit. So I will tell you, I was just warming the car up on the dyno. I'm seeing like 120 psi of oil pressure at 130 degrees oil temp. So
Super.
it's doing its job. And so I'm like, dude, let's get everything back in it and let's start it. By this point, we already missed the only session of the day. So like now the mind shift is like, we need to focus on whether or not we can make it podium sprint. And is the risk worth the reward? Like the risk is potentially burn this car down, but the reward is we set a fast lap, which I know he's the number 1 qualifier. Unless Cal goes, he didn't go faster than Horning, so we're the number 1 qualifier. No one's gonna be in front of us. Like he's not gonna run into traffic. All he has to do is put a lap together. And so I'm like, fuck it, let's get oil in. So we get oil in, and I start it. And I don't think I cranked it long enough, but I heard a funny noise again, and I immediately shut it off. And in my head, I'm just spiraling. I'm like, crap, maybe it really is bearing. And like everything is just like I asked Dewey, I was like, what do you do? Like, what do you want to do? And Dewey looks at me and he goes, dude, this is 100% your call. And I'm just sitting in the driver's seat.
The car is his call. Until he hands me the car to go turn a lap, it's on him. So like, it's on you, buddy.
And so I'm sitting in the car and I'm like, I really don't want to start this engine again. And I was fully prepared to put it in the trailer. And I genuinely thought it was blown up. And just nothing was making sense to me. And so I'm like, yo, I'm gonna prime the crap out of this pump and just out of the oil. Like I'm gonna sit here with the starter for a hot minute. And it was like I don't know what told me to just say like, fuck it. Like we're not gonna win a championship by like giving up.
Right.
And so I primed the crap out of it and I started it. It sounds fine.
It sounds mint, dude.
It sounds fine.
So we
And I'm
were
just looking
as
at
low
him.
as we could be, and
Yeah.
we back, baby.
It just goes away.
I'm looking at him like, dude, I don't even know what just happened. And my theory behind it all is the vacuum regulator. I tore it apart when we got here, and nothing's like, there's like no blown seal or anything. I think it cocked sideways, so it wasn't sealing. But I think the hollow / like gulping knock noise was the pump trying to scavenge oil without vacuum. And so
so it's just
It had
sucking
to
a bunch of air.
So it was making a rotational sound.
it sounded
as
like
oil falls into like the
So,
fake flat pan
When
thing.
we pulled the regulators off and messed with them side by side, the regulator that was on the car felt weird. It felt like there was a hitch in it.
Like the spring had given up. And that's what, like, I can crush the spring with 2 fingers pretty easily. Like it feels like the spring just finally gave up. And that's been on the car like way before me.
Yeah.
So like shit breaks. And so I'm like looking at everybody, like we have like an hour to go for podium sprint. And I'm just like, yo, swap tires. And I really got to shout out like Marcus over at Rosa Motorsports, Sam at Dialed In, Mike up at Baxley Speed Shop, like, and all the guys from Maine. It was like a full team effort. Like everybody was trying, like, I mean, Chris was cooking breakfast, French toast, trying to feed everybody in the meantime. And it was just like, I think he handed me French toast and I don't remember even tasting it, but I was like, I knew it was good. And I was like, I need food. Like, it's like, almost noon, if not noon 30. Like we got to get ready. And I'm like, all right, let's get this thing off jack stands. And we get off the jack stands and it's like they already called Sunday Cup for podium sprint. So we're cutting it close at this point. And I'm like, I look at Joanna, I was like, hey, like I told her, I was like, hey, we're going to send it. And I talked to JJ and everything. And I'm like, I think we're going to send it. And I think I'm going to take the risk of it blowing up and us having a really bad time with rebuilding it again. And I'm going to take that risk because I think we can make it. And it was just like, from that point to you getting in the car and getting down the grid, my heart was just like it was pounding out of my chest. I'm like, dude, hopefully this thing can hold for a lap. And, so we get down for podium sprint. We're ready. I give you your pep talk and I'm like, yo, the car's yours. Like, let's bring back like 23 vibes. Like if we bring this home, like this is the championship. We just need one lap. That's all you need. Pay attention to temps, pay attention to pressures, like do whatever you can. But like, it's no longer go and have fun. We just need a lap to win this ship. That's all we need. And I think everyone else around too, competitor wise, like everyone was like, there's no way these guys are making it. And I feel like a lot of people thought we were crazy and we are. But I mean, dude, you go out and on your out lap, like in the hot pit, you're out. I'm sitting there. I'm not a super huge religious guy, but I'm sitting there praying. So I'm like, yo, just please don't let this car burn down. Please.
I go out and as I'm cruising on my out lap, I'm checking the pressures at like higher RPM. And the second I see that like we're building plenty of pressure, in fact, we're building too much pressure, I'm like, we're fine. Okay. So I normally don't look at oil pressure like when I'm on a hot lap because we have warnings and stuff that'll pop up. Like I'm worried about driving. But I was really monitoring it going down the straight. But either way, like I felt like I put together a decent lap. Missed one a little bit. Came through two went really well, and this was the first time I ever went flat through the S's, going up the S's, and the track. This is how I found out the track was really trash. I got really close to the wall at the top of the S's because the car just floats over. So I'm shitting my pants. The whole rest of the time I'm like, okay, let's not wad this car up. We're gonna back it up and we're just gonna run a good competent lap. And we're gonna go put in a banker. We're gonna get this thing done. Okay, and we're gonna be fine. So I chill going through the bus stop. I'm trying to run a really clean, tidy lap. I have a hell of a time finding fourth going into sixth. So if you watch the video, you can see I'm like, it takes me a bit. I coast through 3/4 of six. Thankfully I kept the speeds up, and I gotta be real, even the stock front diff was working out really well. So,
Nice.
nail the rest of my gears, keep a nice tidy lap. And when we come through and it's what was it, a 58.3, 58.2, 58.3, something like that, I'm like, we're probably going to be fine with how terrible this is. So I'm like, all right, I think we're good. So I'm going to run a cool down lap. And then as I'm coming through on the third lap, I'm going to spin this thing up again. And my theory is if we're getting beat, Dylan's going to be losing his mind in the pits, trying to tell me to go. So I'm going to be coming through at race pace for the third lap just to make sure. So I wind that thing up coming through, and it is dead silent coming through the pits. There's nobody. So I'm like, all right, I think we're good. So I come through turn one and just kind of chill out and come in after that. And I come in and I'm like nobody's happy, nobody's saying anything. I think Dylan's just like shocked at how crazy this whole thing was. So I'm like, thumbs up, thumbs down. He's like, thumbs up, and I'm like, yo, we just won. We're like, dude, that's the ship. And then I think it dawned on him right then that we just won the ship too. So we start bouncing around like idiots.
Nice.
Well, he came by to start his flyer, and I'm like, well, if it would have blown up, it would have blown up already. Like if it was rod knock, it would have already let go.
Yeah, it already would have let go
on the straight and everything. Like I wouldn't have saw him again. So he goes by, and Jordan and I are just standing there watching time in the live stream, and they're following him, and I'm just like, oh my God, please hold together, please hold together, please hold together. I'm fairly certain I have figured out what the sound was and made the fix, but I'm just like, I mean, dude, it's Dewey, 2, it's Boogie, 3, it's Watkins Glen. Like, I'm just like, dude, we
there's
just
a lot going on
together.
Jackson just asked, was the track trash all weekend long or just from drift rubber? No, actually, like the worst that track felt was podium sprint, and I think it was half heat, half drift rubber. Okay. Probably mostly heat, probably 75% heat. I didn't run in the afternoon pretty much the entire weekend, so I didn't know what it felt like. And the track did really go to crap. It was at least a second slower than normal. So the track really didn't feel awesome. Just being real.
Well, boys, it sounds like you stole another one.
Yeah, we stole the ship again. To happen. We're out doing pirate shit. Speaking of pirate shit, somebody may or may not, crazy ass fans, they do wild stuff, but Sunday night may or may not have hung a flag at the bus stop. I don't know who did that.
Dude, our fans are crazy. You guys are awesome.
Crazy fans. And they were blowing up the live stream, which was really cool. I was loving that. I got to be real.
Yeah. Staying
at the track Sunday night, we were destroyed, like mentally, physically destroyed. So we decided, like, we're gonna go eat at the Seneca Lodge and we're gonna chill out. And that was the best decision I think we've ever made. Chilling Sunday night, leaving in the morning after getting some real rest. Was the nicest thing, and hanging out at the track after everybody was gone. Oh my God, it was so good. It was so good. Yeah. But yeah,
what a week. Not even a weekend, a whole week.
Dude, just it was a roller coaster, man. I'm telling you. So we tied it up.
Man, that's another history or another story for the history books, man. That is as good as 2023 was.
Yeah.
And 2024.
I think the last time we had the emotional roller coaster like that was Midwest 23, where we're in, we're out, we're in, we're out, we're in, we're out the whole weekend.
Wow. I was there in 23 at Midwest Fest, and the vibes were extremely high.
Yeah.
We won.
Yeah, it was.
Never say die.
Never say die.
Wow.
It's pirate shit, man.
Excellent, man. Man, what a week. What a story.
Yep.
What a series of stories. Holy cow.
So
that's three years now that we've won the ship. Perfect season, 104 points.
Yes, and 3 seasons we've done that. It's not 3. Well, yeah. So the last
not 3 years, 3 seasons out of 4.
Out of 4. Yep.
Yeah.
So our success rate is fairly high, and we extend our consecutive win record, and we're now at 9. 9 wins in a row. I can't even wrap my brain around that.
This many.
Yes. Yep. I can't even wrap my brain around that.
Super.
So yeah, but with that stated, no, we won. Okay. Cal actually put some serious pressure on us. This track really worked for that car. He wasn't fighting diff problems because it was really high min speeds. It just worked out. Okay. A lot of cambers, so his weight didn't affect him near as much. Then Dye got third. Okay, another Subaru.
Nice.
Right behind him was
Excellent.
Jesse.
Okay,
So
not familiar with that guy.
JM Auto from Minnesota. So Jesse was next to us all weekend. We made some changes to the rear diff that we took out some preload of the rear diff, which helped with the bouncing quite a bit, and they were still having a ton of it. So they pulled out their rear diff. So the theory was if we turn the knob a little bit and it works, they need to turn the knob even more. Okay, because theirs was awful. It was worth them trying to do it at the track. So they pulled out double the springs we did to get rid of even more preload and got rid of the bouncing completely. So we think we finally found the bouncing, which is amazing. So they made some big progress on that, and unfortunately bumped the wall that morning and banged the car out enough to make out to podium sprint. But they had a rough weekend. Our boy Chuck from Subi Mods, he also got into the wall. But there was a lot of Subaru representation all the way through. Now in street, Josh Hauka wrapped up his 5th championship.
Wow.
Josh Hauka is the freaking man. He's like the Tom Brady of time attack. Okay. Dude ain't going nowhere. All right. Straight up the GOAT of street.
Nice.
So really hyped for him. Mike Coons got 3rd. So, dude, Subaru representation all over the place. Jeremy Bailey gave Peter Granberg everything he could handle. Subaru powered BRZ got 2nd, only by a hair. But it was,
you like that?
It was that championship's very much alive and well still. Subarus are looking real good this season. All right. Real good.
There's a possibility in Club TR, depending on how Lime Rock goes, that Jeremy and Pete would be tied for Laguna.
Yeah.
So like the Club TR battle is insane. Now, if Pete can pull off the win at Lime Rock, then I think he wraps it up. But right now, if Bailey were to pull off the win at Lime Rock, they would have to go to Laguna to figure it out.
It's going to be good. So if you weren't following along, you're messing up. The live stream was next TV. Level. Yeah, watch on Gridlife YouTube channel or watch on Racer Network on TV. And it is awesome. You can also get it on the Racer app too. But it is if you're not watching, you're messing up. And the live stream was absolutely incredible. So we have Jackson from the pit reporters in the okay
in the chat.
I gotta go, guys. I hate to cut this short, but I'm getting queued out, so I got a haul. It's been real, it's been fun. We love you guys to pieces, and watch us at Lime Rock. Here we go. But if it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't be here. You guys are making this all work. We love you to pieces. Here it is. We'll see you guys next week. I'm not sure what we're doing yet, but we'll figure it out. Later.